Okay, we're going to do some questions here which involve exchange rates. The important thing to remember when you're looking at a table of exchange rates like the one on the previous page is that if you are changing dollars Australian into foreign currency, you multiply by the exchange rate in the cell column. If you're going the other way and changing foreign currency back into dollars Australian, you divide by the exchange rate in the buy column. First example here asks us to change $50 Australian into dollars US. Going from Australia into dollars US into foreign currency, we multiply by the exchange rate. So it's going to be 50 times the exchange rate. Now I've done this beforehand and you can check the calculation yourself. $42.80. Next example is $125 Australian into Japanese yen. The exchange rate is 83.14, and I've done this beforehand as well, 10,392.5 yen. In the third example, we're changing foreign money back into Australian money. So we divide by the rate in the buy column. For euro, that's 0.697. So it's 80 divided by 0.697. I've done this beforehand. Works out to be $114.78 Australian. It's in yen, that one. Dollars US. Okay, let's have a look at the next question, which involves a holiday trip. Taylor changes $450 Australian into dollars New Zealand. So first of all, we have to work out how many dollars New Zealand he's got. So multiply by the exchange rate, $450 Australian, multiplied by the exchange rate, 1.096, she will end up with $493.20 in New Zealand dollars. Now, she spends $325.50 New Zealand currency. So on her return, she did have $493.20. Take away the amount that she spent. You can check my calculations. I got $167.70. But we want to find out how much she's got in dollars Australian. So we want to convert this New Zealand dollars. When she comes back, she'll change it back into dollars Australian. So we're changing foreign currency into dollars Australian. We want to divide by the exchange rate in the buy column. So we'll divide it by 1.166 and you should end up with $143.83 in Australian currency. The next example here concerns us with a middle rate. Now online you'll probably find that most currencies converters work with what's called a middle rate. It's the average of the buy and the sell column. So before we can do this, we have to work out what the middle rate is by averaging the buying and selling rates. So for Japanese yen, the buying and selling rates are 91.20 and 83.14. I want to average them, so I add them together and divide by 2. That'll give us a middle rate of 87.17. Incidentally, when you're doing this on your calculator, be very careful. Questions which involve mixed operations. This question has got plus and divide in it. Situations like that can be a little tricky. Make sure that after you've done the top line, 91.20 plus 83.14, press the equals button before you divide by 2. always check your answer. If it's an average, that answer should look like it's the middle of those two numbers. Okay, we're going to use that now to work out how much that she's got on return. So, big one, how much she gets in Japanese yen. So, she had 260 Australian, multiplied by the exchange rate, should give her 22,664 yen.